Welcome to the second chapter of corporate finance. Starting from this week, we will talk about a very important valuation framework in finance, that is, the discounted cash flow valuation model. This is a short video to introduce the time value of money. So, to motivate this topic, I would like you to consider this question. If someone wants to borrow $1,000 from you today and promises to pay you back in 3 years, would you consider the repayment of only the $1,000 to be fair? To answer this question, I assume there are a couple of things you want to consider. First of all, if you didn't lend $1,000, what could you do with it? For example, you could invest or save the $1,000, or you could buy something else you enjoy. Second, is there a chance that the borrower may not be able to pay you back? Or are you sure that if you do get the money back, you will get it when you were promised? Finally, what if the price of goods increases in 3 years? For example, there may be severe inflation happen in the 3 years. So, given the above three concerns, it is obvious that the lender requires compensation for the money they pay today. Specifically, if you lend money today, you require some compensation for the lost opportunity on other investments. For example, delayed consumption, inflation, and any other uncertainty or risk that the loan will be repaid as promised. So here comes to the concept of time value of money. That is, from today's point of view, $1 today has a higher value than $1 tomorrow. Again, you can use the money you have today for consumption or investment immediately. This makes the money today more valuable than money tomorrow. Okay, next, I want to talk about how to value an asset. To begin with, let's define some terms. I assume all of you are very familiar with the concept of cash flow. It is simply the money coming to you and going away from you. It's just a flow of cash. And the next question I would like to discuss is, what is an asset? So here I give you a couple of examples of an asset. Business entity, property, plant and equipment, patents, R&D, stocks, bonds, options, or even something as intangible as knowledge, reputation, opportunities, etc. So given an asset can take all these forms, to make things easier, I want you to focus on its fundamental core property. And to do that, here is my definition of an asset. An asset at a given point in time t is simply equal to a sequence of future cash flows, CFT, CFT plus 1, CFT plus 2, etc. And that is the definition I would like to adopt for all the upcoming videos and discussions. At this point, I want to make sure that everybody fully appreciates what I mean when I say an asset is a sequence of cash flows. So let me just discuss a very interesting thing about this definition. That is, it doesn't involve past cash flows. So when I define a cash flow, I have to define it relative to a point in time, in the sense that an asset at every point in time is a different asset. Now the question is how to value an asset, how to value a sequence of cash flows. Because different people may have different perspectives about what an asset is worth. At this moment, I will not give a very precise definition. Instead, I will just simply utilize a notation V to answer the question. In particular, V sub t. So this is a function that takes as its inputs a sequence of cash flows and spit out a number, which is the value of assets at time t. We will need to spend a couple more lectures to figure out what the operator V is. Finally, the advice I want to give you here is that whenever you want to value an asset, the first thing you are going to do is to draw a timeline like this. This is very important in order for you to understand the value of an asset because you have to know the timing of the cash flows. Time is everything in finance, as you may have aware from the previous discussions. So from now on, we are going to learn how to value an asset. For example, stock, fixed income securities, and projects. And we are going to use the time value analysis. Thank you. I will see you in the next video.